On July 11, 1941, President Roosevelt established the Office of the Coordination of Information, the COI, and named Bill Donovan as its director. Donovan hoped that by employing a military psychological warfare capability in conjunction with conventional forces, the carnage of World War I trench warfare could be prevented in World War II. COI eventually became the Office of Strategic Services, the OSS. Donovan's concept of psychological warfare was all-encompassing, including the elements of what would be later called special operations. The first stage would be intelligence penetration, with the results processed by the OSS's Research and Analysis Branch. Donovan created propaganda as the arrow of initial penetration and believed it would be the first phase in operations against an enemy. The next phase would be special operations in the form of sabotage and subversion, followed by commando raids, guerrilla actions, and behind-the-lines resistance movements. Many of the founders of the Central Intelligence Agency and Special Forces came from World War II Office of Strategic Services. In fact, Special Forces and the CIA still work closely together. The U.S. Army Special Forces are commonly known as the Green Berets. These legendary soldiers have been celebrated in books, movies, and songs. Special Forces can be present in 80 to 90 countries worldwide at any given time, carrying out missions vital to the security of the United States and its allies. The general public never learns of their missions. They are both sensitive and secret. You will not read about them in the news. They are the shadow warriors, the quiet professionals. The Army Special Forces were officially established in 1952 at Smoke Bomb Hill at Fort Bragg, North Carolina during the Cold War. Colonel Aaron Bank was the first commander and is known as the father of Special Forces after organizing the 10th Special Forces Group. The Army chose that designation, the 10th Group, to mislead the Soviet Union into thinking more Special Forces groups would be there for them to face if they invaded Western Europe. President Kennedy personally approved the adoption of the Green Beret, which was seen quite unusual at the time. Special Forces expanded significantly during the Vietnam War. Special Forces A camps were spread throughout South Vietnam, where troops trained ethnic Vietnamese and Montagnard tribes to fight against their oppressors. They also conducted additional special operations. Over 20 medals of honor were given to Special Forces soldiers for their actions in Vietnam. They became famous through the hit song, The Ballad of the Green Beret, which was the most commercially successful song of 1966. Special Forces was revitalized in the 1980s, and in 1987 it became its own branch. The Special Operations Command, or SOCOM, was established to oversee all Special Operations Forces units. There are many Special Operations Forces in the U.S. military, but only one that is officially designated as Special Forces. That's the Army Green Berets. They wear both the Green Beret and a special tab on their uniform. Special Forces has expanded quickly since the start of the global war on terror. Green Berets have operated in key areas in Europe, the Indo-Pacific, the Middle East, South America, and Africa. Just before the September 11th attacks, Special Forces and CIA paramilitary operators were the first to arrive in Afghanistan. Training to be a Green Beret starts with the assessment and selection course. After being selected for training, candidates proceed to the qualifications course. Training can last from 55 to 95 weeks, depending upon the occupational specialty. Green Berets are generally older and have a lot more experience than their conventional counterparts. Special Forces operate in 12-man teams, often in remote bases far away from regular support. They must be adaptable and capable of overcoming obstacles independently. Each 12-man A-team usually includes a Special Forces officer, usually a captain, a Special Forces warrant officer, a weapons sergeant, an engineering sergeant, a medical sergeant, a communications sergeant, an intelligence sergeant, and an operations sergeant. The longest training pipeline is for Special Forces medics. Sometimes, when working in developing countries, they're even better trained than the local doctors. Medics are often the most effective at building rapport during deployments. Special Forces are proficient in various missions, but their primary focus is unconventional warfare, an area where they have no rivals in the U.S. military. Unconventional warfare are those activities to empower resistance movements or insurgencies to challenge or overthrow governments. However, they're also called upon to conduct direct action strikes, special reconnaissance, especially in sensitive areas, counterinsurgency, counterterrorism, and training and equipping foreign allied forces to combat insurgency, subversion, terrorism, and other security threats. Special Forces teams focus on region-specific language and culture training to enable Green Berets to instruct and collaborate with partner nations, speaking their language and helping them to achieve their goals. Every Green Beret speaks multiple languages. It's no surprise that their official motto is De Oppresso Liber, liberators of the oppressed. Being able to teach and communicate in a foreign language greatly improves rapport, trust, and teamwork with foreign allies. This highlights the importance of the cultural awareness and language proficiency of the Green Berets. Want to know more? Check out the book Innovators Who Changed the World by James Webb. It's available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Audible, and Kindle.